Hello, good evening, everyone. I hope you can all hear me. Welcome to today's session of our Jua Hakikisha, and Linda program. We're doing a series on digital safety and online protection, currently in session 3, where we are focusing on students and the youth and the digital safety online. My name is Michael Mishi. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Vivastech, and we are working in collaboration with Founders House to deliver this. My co-facilitator is Shifra Wairima. She is the founder at director at Founders House. Thank you. Um, Allow me to just start off the session. Um, So, as mentioned, today's particular session is going to focus on the youth, university students, and just the youth in general. And our program, remember, is Jua Hakikisha Linda, Know, Verify, and Trust. Uh, Thank you. Next slide. So, what do we expect for the youth and students? This is going to be very practical, useful steps that can be taken even mid-session. It's not just about awareness, but building habits and creating actions. So identifying of online risks that exist, recognizing patterns of fake jobs, scholarships, M-Pesa traps, phishing, and other scams, use of simple tools to do image reverse searches, verification of links, and how to look at misinformation and disinformation from viral videos and posts. Account protection, which is very key. I think we all know someone who said their account has been hacked or stolen, and they're trying to figure out how they can get access back to their account. We'll also look at your digital reputation as well as privacy, and what to do in cases of cyberbullying, extortion, when an account is compromised. So why are students targeted? Well, majority of our population in Kenya and across Africa generally is the youth. And so that makes them an easy target. Students in particular are targeted on platforms such as WhatsApp, email, Instagram, TikTok, M-Pesa, and other financial applications. This makes it basically your social media platforms become the area that leads to you being targeted. Another reason why youth and students are targeted, we do respond quite quickly. Social media has made communication easy, and that speed of urgency of communication, threat actors actually take advantage of that to send you a message quickly that they expect you to quickly click on a link or engage in communication with them. Also, just as we mentioned, trust is assumed. A lot of our communications is heavily done online, so sometimes we find ourselves by default just being ready to trust. What are some of the risk areas? Class groups, hostel groups, fake event tickets, deposits and student offers, pay bill confusion, or contribution fraud, suspicious career or scholarship links, as well as social pressure are some of the items that create more of this. Next slide, please. So what what do scammers actually do? They hook. By hook, this is they obviously send out like mass communications or targeted if they know who you are and they're trying to get something out of you. The hook is basically the bait. Whatever they are sending, it could be an opportunity, it could be something that's requiring you to do something urgently, something that creates urgency, status, or panic, are emotional triggers that they use to hook people. And then there's pressure. So at this stage, maybe they've accidentally sent you the fake M-Pesa message saying that they've sent money, and then the next they text you or call you to tell you that that money was actually being meant for payment of something that was urgent, a hospital bill, school fees, or something of the sort, and that they need you to either send the money back or send a portion of it, and that they're willing to give you something for being a good Samaritan and not switching off your phone or doing anything. But you'll notice because of this urgency, you almost got called immediately after that. So really, there's no need to reward. And even if you think of it further, most of these institutions, hospitals, schools nowadays have pay bills or buy goods. They wouldn't be directly sending money. So they ask, which is their next stage, is again them asking you to send the money back. If it's a link they've sent you asking you to click it, the ATM scams where they tell you you've won some money or you've been selected as a winner for a certain brand or activity that is likely that you participated in. And then they ask you to quickly follow up by sending them certain codes, which would allow them to withdraw money from the ATM from your M-Pesa account. And then there's the cost. What do you stand to lose? It could be money, which is usually the first thing they try. Privacy, you may expose your, for example, your Gmail password or your email password. Access, they may actually be able to steal your identity on certain platforms. Therefore, you lose access to those platforms. Could be reputational damages. Or even peace of mind, which obviously can lead to a lot of stress. And then each scam has a different story, but the same structure. So remember, there's a hook, there's a pressure, there's an ask. The hook looks legitimate, but the pressure of urgency is always there. And then there's an ask, either that requires you to share private information, a password, a code, to upload something that may be sensitive, ID, passport, or to quickly click a link, or to send money back. There are some thumbnails on screen that you'll see that are part of what we will share later on, that you could always have handy just to as friendly reminders to what to do and what to watch out for. Next slide, please. Yes, so this is that particular slide. Fake internship and what to look at, all that will be covered there. So the fake jobs and internships, someone offering you a position, but you need to pay to be registered, or you need to send them some details, or something telling you that you'll be paid X amount weekly or monthly, but you also do need to deposit something. A lot of these are scams that they tell you, we've given you 3,000, go to this platform and click something and you'll see the money grow. And they're like, well, you can't withdraw the 3,000. We need you to deposit a minimum of 5,000 and continue at least for 1 week. And that's just them trying to get you to just send more money to them. Paying of a registration fee to secure your link, whether to secure a post, whether that's for a job interview, an internship, a scholarship. Highly likely those could be fake. Again, sending of any sensitive information, that is also something to be wary of. What will be important to do is that you should always verify these sources. If you've gotten a text that tells you here's a link to a scholarship to this university that is offering, check the official website of the university if they actually have that. If it's a job, check if it's been advertised in common job markets in the website of this company, LinkedIn, check the email and the domain. Do not pay for registration, processing, training kits from unknown numbers. Obviously, also check in with your peers, mentors, parents, career coaches, lecturers, just to advise you. Next slide. The fake scholarship and M-Pesa. I think we've touched on this part briefly. Again, there's the pressure to quickly share your PIN or enter some USSD codes via M-Pesa, maybe at threat of your line being disconnected. For the scholarships, as mentioned, they'll ask you for some application fee that needs to be paid. And it's usually not on the official website of these companies. So those are just signs to watch out for. Next slide. So the next three scams we're looking at are the phishing, betting, and romance traps. Phishing, a lot of this you've seen on email, where they ask you, they send you a link that they expect you to click on, designed to steal your credentials, designed to look like a tool that you use. It could be an email disguised to look like a security alert from Instagram for you to change your password, but it actually leads them to having to a false site where you're able to type in your password and they're able to capture it and then quickly compromise your account. For betting, the promises of guaranteed wins, insider tips, and instant profits. Obviously, this if this existed, it wouldn't be run as a business. Someone would have made their money and just retired, and obviously everyone would be doing it. So anyone who guarantees this, clearly that's something to be seen as malicious and fraudulent. The actual money that they make comes from the people who pay for this so-called guaranteed sure odds. Then the romance scam or sextortion involves building trust, then request for money, intimacy, and once money is shared, then silence will follow. Scammers can find you on social media platforms, actually communicate to you for weeks or even months, gain your trust, gain your belief in them, and then they have an unexpected emergency, and you feel emotionally compelled to support them. And once you send the money or send maybe other sensitive information, photos, or other details about yourself, once they have what they were looking for, they then disappear. So what should be the right things for students and youth to do? Do not act from emotion alone. This works from any of these and even the previous ones. The phishing email could be congratulating you on a win or telling you that something may be disabled. So the emotion of just fear or anticipation of good windfall shouldn't be the only reason to act. Independently verify any requests for personal information or details. No real institution or healthy relationship should fear verification. So if you're speaking to someone online and you can even request a video call to see who they are, to verify that those maybe you're chatting them online. The photos they're sending you photos. Actually do a video call or try calling them to verify who they are. If they are genuinely someone trustworthy, then they wouldn't have a fear of that. Even for institutions, going online and quickly doing a search to see, have they listed any phone numbers? Is the same phone number that's calling me, calling that institution, asking them about what just happened, is also a good step to take, and also a form of reporting. Thank you. Next slide. So I'm just going to do a quick exercise. I'll just speak through it, since we're not in a easily interactive environment. So the scenario would be to show a friend a fake job ad, fake scholarship, or anything fake, and ask them to find the hook, the pressure, and the ask. And some of these samples will be provided among the post-session material that will show you samples and what to look out for and how to respond. Next slide. So this is a quick 5-step verification toolkit. Check the source, check the date, search the claim, reverse image search, and do not forward. Especially for those where you're receiving news that you think feels timely and urgent, and maybe there's a lot of internet conversations around it. Don't forward fast. You can quickly do what we call a reverse image search, which is basically uploading the image onto Google, and Google will check if this image has existed in the past and has it been used, and also what source it can find to be the oldest of that image. Searching the claim, simply going online and searching whatever you've read, whether there are multiple verifiable sources, media outlets that are reporting it. Check the date. Is it relevant? It could be something that happened 4 years ago that's been used to grab your attention, to actually disarm you. And then check the source. Always check with credible sources and authorities. Next slide. So this routine: check the source, check the date, search, reverse search if it's an image. If you're unsure, decline the request. Very simple. Next slide, please. So how do you check? I think, yes, now we're now in the Hakikisha portion of the 3-part series of Jua Hakikisha Linda. So what are some of the things that you could do around checking links without getting trapped? So a lot of phishing, or a lot of these texts could start off where there's a link. Always just find out the full URL. A lot of these URLs get shortened into short form, maybe through TinyURL, and you can just get the long version of that URL without having to actually open that page. Look for misspelling in the terms. For example, a common scam you'll find: those who use Microsoft will receive an email, and the O in Microsoft is a 0. Or the domain is very strange. You're used to getting emails from a .com or a .co domain. You're now getting from a different domain extension, which obviously should be a red flag. Do not try to log into sites where you've received emails that require you to log in, or that you are not sure about. And then always go to the official site or the app directory instead of using a link. Maybe you're looking for an app that does an app, and you're told, oh, the app is not on the Play Store. We'll have to send it to you. That app could have properties that would compromise your security because you're bypassing a lot of the guardrails that have been put in place on the Google App Store or the Apple Play Store. I mean, the Play Store or the App Store. Next slide. Comes to checking of images and videos. You can take a quick screenshot or upload the image through Google Lens. Google also has an AI tool that would help you, an AI detection tool to let you know if this image is a deep fake that has been created, even if image and video. Checking whether the image is from another country or another year or an event, again through Google Lens or Google Image Reverse Search, and then compare with trusted or official media statements that you're aware of. So checking mainstream media, checking social media posts of some of these mainstream media houses that we trust can also inform us. Next slide, please. So for voice notes, deepfakes, and AI-generated content, a fake voice could sound very convincing, and AI has gone quite a long way with this. AI voices are becoming more and more believable. Urgency is always a weakness to detect. If urgency is constantly there, then that is a red flag to watch out for. What would be best is to always end the thread and then try and verify elsewhere about the source. If the message is emotional and expensive, and where verification is non-negotiable, then you have to take those things up. Next slide. So some of the tools we've been speaking about, Google search for suspicious claims, quotes, and other pieces of information, Google Lens, Google Image Reverse Search for searching for any information. We verify for suspicious videos. PESA Check and Africa Check are fact-checking tools for public domains. Official websites and trusted verified accounts that are responsible for dissemination of information as news also are some of the tools that you could use. Next slide, please. We won't be able to do the live demo. My apologies for that. But we will provide this as part of the content. Thank you. So we'll skip this slide. So protect your account, protect your future. We're going to look at some of the steps that we would need to protect our accounts online. As youth, a lot of our content, a lot of our information is on digital platforms, whether it's on email, social media, learning management solutions, or other tools online that require us to create accounts. There are certain things which we can take up. Some of this is managing the privacy settings of your social media accounts to ensure that anything that you believe is sensitive information that should not be public is removed. The use of password managers, so that you don't have one password for everything. Enabling two-step verification, 2FA, to ensure that you are able to stop someone from compromising your account, to steal that account, to lock you out of your account, or to steal your identity online. Review the permissions certain apps have. You may find an app with permissions to your gallery that shouldn't have, and you should be able to revoke it. Certain apps will tell you they need certain permissions, and they would need full access. If the thing they need permission for does not does not make sense uh, for the use that you have for that app, it's always safe to remove it. Obviously, then there's the accident of posting sensitive information online. So always just ensuring not to post. You may want to post a moment that you're proud of, but just check. It could be grades that you want to post. Is the school, your admission number, your ID number on that particular piece of paper? Do you want to conceal that information? Do you want to conceal other pieces of information like your location, where you live, and all those things? Thank you. Next slide. So remember, when it comes to protection, we need to protect what matters most. Your account, because that is linked to your identity, your money, your reputation, and also each other online. So as we mentioned, in quick summary, some of the good habits: two-step verification or two-factor authentication, strong and unique passwords, the use of a password manager, reviewing the privacy settings regularly whenever they change. I know people say we never read the terms and conditions, we just accept, but there are tools online there that help you summarize those terms and conditions so that you know whether it is actually safe for you to use it. Think before posting or forwarding so that you're not spreading misinformation. And also when you're posting, that you're not exposing any sensitive information that you do not want to expose. App permissions and location sharing, always something to review. And then always ensure that you're using the right official payment channels and communication channels with any service providers or any entity that you're engaged with. Next slide, please. On the passwords, very quickly, and privacy settings, weak passwords means weak accounts, which means your identity could be compromised. So with one leaked password, then an attacker, especially if your password is shared across all your platforms, then you find that they gain access to everything. So the use of a password manager would be great. I've actually seen where, or even them gaining access to your email could also lead to them gaining access to most of your accounts, especially where you use, when signing up for a service, you have the option to either sign up by manually entering a username and creating a password and an email address, or you have the option of linking it directly to an email, whether it's going to be Yahoo, Gmail, or even to another social media platform, whether you want to verify via LinkedIn or Facebook. And if any of those are compromised, then the attached accounts are also at risk. So it's also good to be aware of where those particular items are. Two-step verification, I believe most major social media platforms have this, as well as financial institutions. It's always good to enable them where you have the chance. Obviously does reduce the harm if your password is compromised or your authentication method is compromised. At least you have a second layer. Privacy settings, just review who can view messages, who can tag or contact you. Privacy isn't hiding, it's choosing access intentionally. So what do you really want to show and what do you not want exposed? And obviously not exposing sensitive information that could be used to compromise you. Next slide, please. App permissions and location sharing. This obviously creates a digital footprint. If apps have more access than they require, for example, to your microphone, contacts, photos, locations, and it's probably maybe an alarm app or a wallpaper app that you've downloaded, that already should be a red flag. Most devices, most of apps nowadays are forced to only actually don't get put on these stores, whether the App Store, the Play Store, without being able to have limited access or to have certain accesses revoked. If the user chooses to revoke them, then the app should continue to function. So just going into your app settings and then just seeing what these apps should have or what they shouldn't have. Even for certain common social media apps, you may decide to set them on limited access where you manage what they can actually see within, let's say, your photo gallery instead of having access to everything. Next slide, please. So have respect online and protect each other. Again, as a community, it's good to ensure that that digital safety extends to also to common areas where people are communicating. If you find yourself in a situation where you may be compromised, remember you're not alone. You can seek help through authorities, or you can speak to your friends. You can also alert them of the danger. Practical steps to always take. You can always block or mute reports that, requests for communication that may seem to be harmful, malicious, and then reporting it both to local authorities and the platform providers, saving the evidence. Sometimes we feel like we want to delete these things to forget what just happened, but saving the evidence because it may come in handy for the platform provider or local authorities in taking further action and aiding in their investigation. Talking to someone, a friend, a colleague, someone that you trust, also goes a long way, not just to educate them, and it's not as a means to embarrass yourself, but it's set out as a way of finding a solution. Protect your private images. Obviously, have them in a vault or keep them away from your device, and then respect consent online. If someone opts not to communicate with you online, just respect their wishes, and so that you don't end up now becoming the cyber bully you're trying to avoid. Next slide, please. On cyberbullying and harassment, as well as sextortion, what obviously what some of this includes is threats of humiliation, public shaming, a fake account created to act as your account to spread misinformation. There's the risks of sharing of intimate content without consent. Maybe you are communicating and there's a romance scam, and you find out they are now threatening you with this. Remember that sextortion uses intimacy and shame as control tools. And remember, once they know you can pay once, you'll always pay again. They will come back and say, I still have those pictures, I still want to be paid more. And then remember that even when you're speaking to people who are victims, the goal is not to blame them for having a weak password, or for having their account compromised, or falling for some of these scams. It's that they were manipulated, they were harassed. What you should be doing is offering support. Remember what can they do? Save the evidence, block and report to local authorities and platform providers. Do not negotiate, do not pay, and then obviously seek help where required. Next slide, please. So this will be shared for as part of the content so that you can have a look at some of the smart digital habits that are recommended on various platforms and social media interactions. Next slide, please. Again, so a quick rundown of what was there in the large pamphlet that will be shared. Obviously, verification of information that is being shared, bookmarking of official portals so that you don't access random links, using Wi-Fi that is trusted and official, not just any open Wi-Fi, because this is also another means of egress that can be used by malicious attackers to gain access to sensitive information. A safe payment checklist is check pay bill numbers, till numbers to ensure that they're correct ones. Do not pay because someone is rushing you on the call or on chat. Keep the payment details with you as proof, as evidence, of course, if something has happened that is malicious. Again, if something feels suspicious, just simply stop and find another means of reaching out to the entity to verify these details. Next slide. So what happens when something goes wrong or you feel something is wrong? Stop the interaction or transaction that they may be asking you to perform. Change passwords where you feel those passwords may be compromised, or even changing the PIN. Block and report the account to the relevant authorities and the platform. Save the evidence of that interaction and tell someone that you trust to get support as soon as possible. Next slide. So where can we do some reporting in country? Kenya has the national KESAT, which is the national Kenya's computer and incidents response team that can be reached online, email, or even through phone call. Safaricom has a fraud alert number, and suspicious messages are sent to 333. There's a child line for safety that can be called. There are counselors within universities and other learning institutions, and fact-checking tools, PESA Check, Africa Check, the Google Reverse Image Search, Google Lens, trusted media outlets that we mentioned, and we'll provide some of the contact details for all these institutions that you can quickly save as part of the post-session material. Next slide, please. So what is our immediate action plan? For this week, I would advise choosing 3 of the 5 items that are there. Turn on two-step verification on important accounts, review privacy settings for your most used applications, review and delete suspicious applications and permissions that they have, save one official reporting contact and one trusted support contact, commit to verify before forwarding content. So choosing any of these 3 to start the week with is a very quick way to supporting the program cause of Joa, Linda, and Hakikisha. There's a pledge here, and we'll share the animated pledge cards. which says, I will verify before I trust, I will think before I share, I will protect my account, my money, and my future. I will respect other people online, which is a part of digital safety. And I will speak up and support others when harm happens. Obviously, remember, that is the best thing to do is to support them, not to shame them. Next slide. Next slide, please. So this is our last slide. Part of this handouts will be shared post-event, but maybe we can go back to the previous slide and then take any questions if we have any. Any questions on chat or all right. I don't think we have any questions, but I hope you found the session enlightening and very helpful. Please remember that we'll share some of our post-session content. Please feel free to follow us on our social media platforms. Remember, a special thank you to Shifra and the Founders House team for starting this initiative, and for the Vastec team for joining to be a part of this. These recordings will be available on YouTube if you'd like to go back and watch. And we'll be having another session for persons with disabilities later this week. More details around that will also be shared for those who we have your contact details. Once again, thank you so much. Stay safe online. Remember, jua, hakikisha, linda. Have a